It is early afternoon. The light in the bedroom shifts, warm and golden, seeping through sheer curtains. You walk toward the double doors made of smooth walnut wood and polished brass handles. These doors are not just entry points, they are a gateway into a world where fashion meets art. Welcome to the Lux Veritas life. This is not just a place where clothes are kept. This is a sanctuary of personal expression. Every item in here tells a story of seasons past, of dreams achieved, of moods captured in fabric and stitching. A well-curated wardrobe does more than dress the body. It defines the lifestyle. The scent in the room is subtle but distinct. A combination of cedar, soft musk, and a hint of rosewood lingers in the air. It is the fragrance of luxury textiles stored in perfect harmony. The room is temperature-controlled, softly lit, and silent except for the gentle whisper of hangers sliding over brass rods. To the left, the first section is dedicated to formal wear. Silk gowns in muted tones hang like artwork, each one carefully steamed and spaced evenly. There is a floor-length emerald green evening dress from Elie Saab that still carries memories of an unforgettable gala. Beside it, a shimmering black gown by Zuhair Murad, heavy with hand-beaded detail, stands tall and elegant, more sculpture than garment. Each dress has its own hanger, a padded one wrapped in ivory satin, because the details matter. When you live intentionally, even the way your clothes rest matters. Now let us step further into the wardrobe. The middle section is what I like to call the heartbeat, the everyday luxury pieces that define style without screaming for attention. Here lie the coats and blazers. A camel wool trench from Max Mara, tailored so perfectly that it feels more like armor than outerwear. Next to it, a classic Balmain blazer in black with gold buttons apiece that can elevate a morning coffee run or anchor a dinner date. There is something powerful about a structured blazer. It frames you. It strengthens your presence. It turns posture into a statement. Below the blazers, there is a sliding drawer. This one holds silk scarves, rolled and arranged by color. Some are Hermes. Others are vintage finds from Parisian boutiques. Each scarf holds not just color and pattern, but memory. The yellow one with the chain-link design. That came from a spring trip to Rome. The navy silk with delicate florals. A gift from a friend during a rainy week in London. Fashion is memory. You may forget what you wore, but when you see it again, the emotions flood back. Moving on, the right section is where casual luxury lives. Think elevated basics. A row of white shirts, each one slightly different. One is crisp cotton from the Rao. Another is silk crepe from Vince. A third has an oversized cuff detail that always sparks compliments. People underestimate the power of a white shirt. It is the clean slate of fashion, the starting point for infinite moods. Tucked beside them, a collection of soft knits, cashmere sweaters in tones of ivory, taupe, slate, and blush. Folded with care, they sit in shallow drawers lined with lavender sachets. Touching them feels like a whisper, a softness that does not beg for attention but quietly earns it. Now here is something interesting. Not many people talk about the texture of clothes. But when you spend your days surrounded by luxury, texture becomes language. Smooth, coarse, sheer, plush. How fabric feels against your skin is as important as how it looks in the mirror. The next section belongs to denim. Yes, designer denim. Jeans are no longer just casual wear. When crafted with care, they are the foundation of a wardrobe. High-waisted jeans from Frame, straight leg cuts from AGOLDE, and a vintage pair of levies reworked and redyed by a Japanese artisan. Denim tells stories of rebellion, ease, and confidence, and when paired with a tailored blazer and pointed heels, it becomes unstoppable. Let us pause here. Are you starting to feel it? The weight of intention, the elegance and curation. This wardrobe is not about owning things. It is about choosing things, investing in pieces that reflect your identity, mood, and ambition. Above the racks, there are open shelves. This is where the handbags rest, a row of them, each with its own stand. There is a deep burgundy Lady Dyer that gleams in low light, a tan Birkin that has aged like fine wine, its leather soft, its shape still perfect, a Bottega Veneta pouch in metallic silver that brings joy every time it is held. Handbags are more than accessories. They are companions. You carry them through meetings, flights, long days, and longer nights. They see the inside of restaurants, backseats of cars, and the occasional spilled perfume bottle. Every scratch, every faded corner adds character. Next, let us talk about shoes. At the far end of the room is a wall of shelves, custom lit, floating, and spaced just enough to give each pair its due. Pointed stilettos from Jimmy Choo, velvet pumps from Manolo Blahnik, knee-high boots by Gianvito Rossi, and a pair of white minimalist sneakers from Common Projects, because even in luxury, there must be room for comfort. Heels make you feel powerful, but flats, they let you dance. This wardrobe has both, because life needs both. On a velvet-lined tray in the center island sit the finishing touches. Jewelry. There is a gold Cartier bracelet with tiny diamonds that catches light even in shadows. A Van Cleef and Arpels necklace with the iconic clover motif. Small hoop earrings that feel like armor in miniature. And a vintage brooch shaped like a dragonfly, discovered in a street market in Amsterdam. Accessories are whispers. They do not speak loudly, but their presence is always felt. Now let us shift focus for a moment. What are my absolute favorite pieces in this entire wardrobe? First, the navy silk jumpsuit from Gabriela Hearst. Effortless yet structured. It cinches at the waist, flows at the ankles, and feels like power stitched into fabric. I wore it to a panel event last year, and I remember feeling both grounded and glamorous. Second, the trench coat I mentioned earlier, the Max Mara one. It is not just a coat. It is confidence. There is something timeless about its cut, the way the collar stands just so, and the subtle sheen in the fabric. It never fails me. And third, a simple white cashmere sweater from Loro Piana. No embellishment, no pattern, just softness and weight, perfectly balanced. It is the piece I reach for on days when I need comfort, but still want elegance. Sometimes the simplest pieces carry the most meaning. This wardrobe, while luxurious, is not about trends. It is about timelessness. It is about knowing what works for your body, your life, and your rhythm. It is about choosing pieces that last not just in fabric, but in relevance. Here is a truth that took me years to learn: luxury is not about excess. It is about essence. You do not need 100 shoes. You need the right 5. You do not need an avalanche of bags. You need a few that move with you, that grow with you, that reflect you. Let me also say this: there is room for evolving. This wardrobe will change. Some pieces will leave, others will arrive, but the standard remains. The energy remains. The intention remains. And maybe that is the secret. A wardrobe is not a museum. It is a living, breathing space. It should grow with you, reflect who you are today, and reflect who you are becoming. It should make you feel empowered, expressive, and beautiful even on the days you just stay in. Before I close these doors and let the room rest again in silence, I want you to remember something: style is not about what you wear. It is about how you carry it. The best wardrobes are not the biggest. They are the most personal. They are the ones filled with joy, with memory, with movement. They are the ones that greet you each morning and remind you of your own power. So, whether you are building your wardrobe piece by piece or standing in front of shelves full of couture, ask yourself one question: does this reflect me? Because that is where elegance begins, and that is where it stays.